Hello students, welcome to Accounting Explained at AccountWise Academy. This is Lata Venkateshwaran. Today we are going to learn about effective interest rate or EIR. For that we have to know what is nominal interest rate and what is effective interest rate. Okay. Nominal interest rate is the rate advertised by the lender. When you take a loan, it is already predetermined by the lender that they will say that loan will be charged 8% per annum, 10% per annum, something like that. See, nominal interest 8%, 10%, 12%, something like that it goes on. Okay, it is a yearly interest rate that will be charged on the loan. So it is a fixed interest rate and that will be charged on the loan. Whereas EIR is another way of saying true interest rate. We are going to find out the true interest rate. Though the lender says 8% per annum, we are going to find out the true interest rate for the loan we have taken. It considers how often interest is compounded in a year. That is, in a year, whether it is compounded yearly per annum, see, whether it is compounded yearly or monthly or daily or half yearly or quarterly, etc. Compounding means interest is earned on the interest that has already been earned. Suppose you have taken a loan of 1000 rupees. Okay. For the first period, if the interest is 10 rupees, then for the next period, you will be calculating interest with that 10 rupees. That is, on 1010 rupees, you are going to calculate the interest. And for that period, if the interest rate is 15 rupees, then for the consecutive period, it will be 1010 plus 15. That is, on 1025 rupees, you will be calculating the interest and so on. Okay, this I have explained, this compounding factor, compounding interest, everything, monthly, quarterly, half yearly, everything I have explained clearly in the video time value of money. You can see that as a reference for understanding purpose. I will share the link of the video in the description box. The more often interest is compounded, the higher the EIR. So, if the interest is compounded yearly, the EIR may be comparatively lesser. But if it is compounded monthly, it will be higher. If it is compounded daily, it will be much higher. It will be the highest. Okay. EIR gives you a more accurate idea of how much you will pay for a loan. Since you know how often it is going to be compounded, you can have an accurate idea of how much you are going to pay for a loan. Importance of EIR. EIR helps you compare different loans. Suppose you have an option to take loan from either bank B or C. You have to decide, okay. Suppose bank B is giving you loan at 8% per annum and bank B is giving you loan at 5% interest rate half yearly, which is charged half yearly, and bank C is giving you loan at 2% charging interest quarterly. So EIR helps you to compare these three banks and to go for the bank which is offering you interest at a lower rate. With EIR you can see the true cost of borrowing. So what you are going to compare here with bank A, bank B and bank C, you are going to find out the true cost of borrowing. So with whichever bank is going to offer you lesser cost of borrowing, you are going to take loan from that bank. That is obvious, no? So EIR helps you to save money in the long run. Obviously, we are going to save money when we are going to go for the loan with the bank which is offering lower interest rate. Now we are going to see points to remember while considering EIR. Okay. First is, don't just focus on the nominal interest rate. You should not only see the nominal interest rate. You should also see EIR. Consider the EIR to get a better idea of the true cost of the loan. So, we have to know the true cost of the borrowing with EIR. Then we have to compare with the nominal interest. Okay. Ask your lender about the EIR. You have all the right to ask the lender about the EIR, whether you are being charged yearly, quarterly, half-yearly, monthly, etc. before you borrow money. So these are all the important points for you to remember before taking a loan. We are going to see the formula now. We calculate the effective annual interest rate using a formula that considers both nominal interest rate and the compounding frequency. What is nominal interest rate? It is the interest rate charged by the lender. Compounding frequency is whether it is going to be charged yearly, half-yearly, quarterly or monthly. Okay, so EIR is equal to 1 plus I by n the whole power n minus 1. I is the nominal interest rate and n is the number of periods. Let us see the difference between the annual interest rate, that is a nominal interest rate, and the EIR. So first column is features, second column is annual interest rate, and the third column is effective interest rate. Definition: the nominal interest rate or stated interest rate on a loan, that is the interest provided by the lender. It does not consider compounding. The true cost of effective interest rate is true cost of borrowing over a year by considering compounding. So it is the true cost of borrowing and it considers compounding. Formula: since it is already fixed by the lender, there is no formula for calculating annual interest rate, that is a nominal interest rate provided by the lender. EIR is equal to 1 plus 1 by n the whole power n minus 1. Just now we saw that I is the nominal interest rate and n is the number of periods. Impact of compounding not considered as it is already provided by the lender and it is not changeable. But EIR considers compounding. Accuracy does not reflect the true cost of borrowing. We cannot find out the true cost of borrowing using the annual interest rate. Okay. But with the effective interest rate, we can find out accurate cost of borrowing. Let us solve a problem on EIR. The question is, you decide to borrow rupees 30,000 to buy a fridge. Lending rates of three major banks are NBB Bank, compounded quarterly 8% per annum, Nexus Bank, compounded semi-annually 8% per annum, Evergreen Bank with daily compounding 8% per annum. If you will go to a bank with lowest lending cost, to which bank would you go? See, in the question, all the banks offers interest at 8% per annum. Next, NBB Bank is offering at 8% per annum. Nexus Bank is offering at 8% per annum. Evergreen Bank is offering at 8% per annum. Then what is the purpose of calculating EIR? See, there is a catch in the question. What is it? For NBB, it is compounded quarterly. For Nexus, it is compounded semi-annually. And for Evergreen Bank, it is daily compounding. Okay, let us see how to calculate all these things. For compounded quarterly means we have to change I to 0.08. 8% is 0.08, right? So I will become 0.08 divided by 4. Since it is compounded quarterly 4 times, we have to divide. 8% is for 1 year and for quarterly it will be 0.08 divided by 4. This I have explained clearly in the time value of money video. I recommend you to watch that video to understand the concepts clearly. Okay. Okay, coming to the question. N becomes, when it is compounded quarterly, 4. Let us substitute these values in the formula. So EIR formula is what? 1 plus I by n divided to the whole power of n minus 1, where I is the nominal interest rate and n is the number of periods. So on substituting here, NBB Bank, 1 plus 0.08 divided by 4 is the interest, see, to the whole power of 4. n is 4, minus 1. Simplification we get 8.24%. Next coming to Nexus Bank, which is compounded semi-annually. So I becomes 0.08 divided by 2 and n becomes 2 since it is compounded semi-annually. Substitute this in the formula. 1 plus 0.08 divided by 2 the whole power 2 minus 1, it becomes 8.16%. Okay. Evergreen Bank 1 plus, see it is daily compounding, sorry, I is equal to 0.08 divided by 365. Since it is daily compounding, it is going to be compounded for 365 days every day. I becomes 0.08 divided by 365 and n becomes 365. Okay, so on substituting we get 1 plus 0.08 divided by 365 to the whole power 365 minus 1. On simplification we get 8.33%. See, when it is compounded semi-annually, you get a lowest rate of 8.16%. Correct? When it is compounded quarterly, that is 4 times in a year, you get interest rate of 8.24%. When it is compounded daily, that is 365 times in a year, you get an interest rate of 8.33%. In the question what they have asked you? They have asked you to calculate with the lowest lending cost. So from the answer we can easily find out which one is offering the lowest interest cost. Nexus Bank is offering the lowest interest cost, 8.16%. Right? So, see, another thing is also you can easily find out here. When it is compounded half yearly only, it is 2 times a year. The interest cost is at the lowest. When it is compounded 4 times, it is higher. When it is compounded at 365, it is very high. So, 8.16% is the lowest interest rate offered by the Nexus Bank, which we can take as a loan. Or in other words, we can call 8.16% as the lowest cost of borrowing. Do like our video and share it with your friends if you find it helpful. Subscribe to our channel, which will encourage us to make more videos like this one. If you would like to inquire about the accountancy classes which I take or to get more worksheets for problems with solutions, contact us at account.wiseacademy@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.